WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. 97.1 The Ticket. A CBS radio station. Sports headlines all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Tigers 3-2 losses to the Marlins last night. Not that it really matters. Johnny Peralta was back in left field. Went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Jose Alvarez went into the third with left the bases loaded. Don't worry, Rick Porcello came out of the bullpen and cleared that up, giving up a bases clearing double, and that was all the runs that Miami needed. Miguel Cabrera played. He went 2 for 3. He likes being back in Miami for the first time since the trade.
It was good, man. Back here in Miami, see a lot of fit people from my country. Didn't have a stay. He was from Venezuela, so it was great to see that. It was great to play here in Miami game.
Anibal Sanchez on the mound tonight. The St. Louis Cardinals have clinched the NL Central title. The Red Wings beat the Maple Leafs 5-2 at the Joe last night as the exhibition season thankfully starts to wind down. College football, where Michigan and Michigan State are off this weekend. A couple of big matchups, though, with number 6 LSU and number 9 Georgia squaring off, and number 23 Wisconsin's at number 4 Ohio State. From the 100 Coliseum Studios, I'm Russ McNamara. For more, go to 97withtheticket.com.
Is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage, Real Estate, and Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I'm your host, Harvey Fried, alongside of me, my co-host, Dan Panel, Alex Nafusi, Harry Glanz, and brought in Dan over there from Skyward Realty. Dan Davinsky, good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
I missed Dan the last couple of weeks, although Lee's good. I like Dan. You know, Dan's been with us for a few years now.
Yeah, we mixed it up a little bit. Always like to have professionals in the studio with us here, September 28, 2013. It felt like yesterday was the last day of the month, but Monday will officially be the 30th and last day of the month.
We needed that last day of the month on Monday, brother. We got a lot of closings to do.
We're going to sneak a whole bunch of them in. I know a lot of mortgage and real estate people listen to the show, and yes, they do need Monday to get some transactions wrapped up. 75 degrees outside and really beautiful weather to get out there, and home buying season continues to be a 12-month thing here in the state of Michigan. Of course, we're going to talk about real estate in general, talk about purchasing, refinancing, and everything that's going on in the mortgage world, including mortgage rates continue new 3-month lows, believe it or not. If you haven't been paying attention, that's right. We've had an impressive streak of 13 days in a row without higher rates. Weaker economic data actually recently, and consumer sentiment since April, and the debt ceiling's coming up, too, so there's a lot of things going on. We've been in a holding pattern and keeping interest rates down, Alex.
The government as a whole can't get their act together.
Okay, but I want to tell you something. Alex Nafusi's got the look on his face today. The look goes something like this. Okay, rates have been going up for a while. Rates have been going down now for the last week.
Right.
Al, the look on your face right now is it doesn't even make a difference. Who cares? What's the difference? An eighth here or there? What are you going to sit there and jeopardize your $200,000 loans waiting for rates to come down or not doing anything because rates are going up? I mean, Alex, come on, expand upon that. Give me the Alex Nafusi treatment today.
No, I mean, rates. I mean, here, first of all, the government and the media, they never report when rates go up. You never hear you rarely hear something like mortgage rates at 3-year high or 2-year high. You very rarely see a headline that says that.
Here, I'm going to set you up here. But don't they go up faster than they come down?
Oh, my God.
Like 4, 5, 6 times in a day?
Remember July 5th? Nobody was in the office July 5th because July 4th was a Thursday, so nobody came in. The bond market got destroyed. It was up 21 basis points in one day, which is literally equivalent to almost a full point. I think rates went from maybe 3 7/8 to almost 5% in that little window there. Like, what's possibly happening on the Friday after 4th of July? Who's possibly doing anything that would cause that type of swing? 248-539-9797. You enjoying the show? I mean, and the issue becomes with Bernanke, are we going to stop buying bonds? Is the United States going to stop buying bonds and keeping rates low? And that guy opens his mouth. I mean, I don't know who's proofreading his speeches. That is just stupid.
But then 2 months after that, what happened, Alex? He came on.
Maybe I'm not going to taper.
Maybe I made a mistake.
Maybe I might have misspoken. Really,
okay.
Dude, you're the chairman of the Federal Reserve and you misspoke. The entire world, the entire free world is listening to you speak. You don't get to make mistakes. I can make mistakes. I can say something wrong and then come on the air next week and say, hey, I'm sorry I gave up wrong information. You don't get to do that in that position because it crushes the entire market.
You got to be careful what you say. 248-539-9797. No doubt we want to take your phone calls about purchasing or refinancing homes. Of course, you can call Capital Mortgage all day long today at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Also, we always take those emails at mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. For all you people that are a little on the shy side, you don't have to call in, but if you'd like to, we'd love to hear from you. Helping buyers in this market, Dan, that's what it's all about. The inventory continues to shrink across the country, more importantly here in Southeast Michigan. You have to have your ducks in a row. There's no doubt about that. We see a lot of families moving towards new construction and taking a look to see if that's something that they would be interested in. With the bidding wars out there and highest and best offers, Dan, the market's changed. We've talked about it for the last 2 years.
Yeah, we have, but in the last probably 2 to 3 weeks, we've seen there's not as many buyers out there as there were. Their inventory has gotten a little bit, there's more out there now. Sitting there a little bit longer, you don't see the bidding wars that you did in the summertime.
Could be a great opportunity.
Kids are back in school.
Yeah, kids are back in school, right?
Yep. So things are still great. There's still great deals out there. Don't get me wrong, but we have, and again, it gets down to being who's a professional and who's not. I've had offers for properties, just one offer that come above and beyond asking with one offer, which is amazing to me. People don't realize that you don't have to bid higher if there's no other offers on the property, and those are just
There's always a cash offer behind it. It has to close on Monday, or else there's a cash offer. There's someone with a big duffel bag of cash. We're going to close, so it has to close Monday.
Well, understanding how to put that good offer together is very important.
Well, we teach that in the school. Right?
That's sort of an inside joke because every realtor in the entire world, they put a date on the purchase agreement. Forget when the client actually applies and gets the documents you actually need to process a mortgage. They put a date on the purchase agreement, September 1st. We won't get documents until September 15th, but it's got to close October 1st.
Yeah, so guys, last week I opened up the show. I was a little bit on a rant. I was a little under the muscle, on the muscle last week. And I said, what happens if it doesn't close at 1 o'clock and it closes at 3 o'clock? Really nothing happens. Harvey had a tremendous week this week, right? Did all your loans close on time?
Yeah,
this
they
week?
did actually. I finally got them done. I finally got them all done. It's okay.
It's amazing how that happens.
Did the guy that's buying my client's house?
Yes,
that one's all taken care of.
You're all set. Now my client bought yours, so he can
listen to me.
Now we can move forward with our life.
Hey, I went on last week and I said at our company, which I'm very, very proud of all these years, over 20 some years. Okay, from application to closing, app to close, 97%. Okay, it's unheard of, absolutely unheard of.
Well,
97%.
Who doesn't want to take a transaction and not close the transaction? Everyone wants it to go smoothly.
But it's about execution too. You've got to get with people that know what they're doing. It's about the execution. I don't want to hear all the talk. Everybody's got, they're out there flapping their gums saying that they can do this, they can do that. We have it proven. If anybody wants to get with me, call me up, 1-800-LOW-RATE, ask for Harry Glantz. I will show you the statistics in our office. 97%. Nobody does 97%.
Although many of the senators don't think there's going to be a government shutdown, this could be actually a big problem, believe it or not. Of course, it would shut down FHA, which actually is 45% of the transaction out there. What they do is they shut down the Cavers, FHA Connection. The VA won't be processing transaction. Things could get a little hairy. I mean,
that is the most childish BS I've ever heard of.
Well, they're playing it out there in Washington.
I wish I could just shut down and not go to work every time I didn't get my way.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
Because.
How come you can't?
Because I don't
work. Because I don't work for the government, and I can't just make up random arbitrary things when I get my way.
Well, look, if you are processing FHA transaction, you're going to want to pull those Cavers. You definitely want to get your ducks in a row again.
I'm going to stay home.
We're going to get our ducks in a row at the office. Any of the FHA transactions, I think we're going to go ahead and move forward with some things that we would normally wait till the transaction's off and running. Sort of do things up front. There's a lot you can do.
Well, we're on green light. We're on full steam ahead. We're going to continue to do what we do until somebody tells us we can't.
Look, there's no doubt that it would hurt a housing recovery. Hopefully none of that happens. It doesn't affect Fannie and Freddie Mac loans. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loans, of course. Loans guaranteed by the Federal Housing Administration and VA, of course, will be affected, and the rural development loans. Believe it or not, I mentioned it, just 45% of the transactions are FHA. Probably another 10% or so, I think, are VA in 2012.
If I were to bet, Harvey, Alex, Dan, Jeff Simmons are great marketing guys in the studio today. If I were to bet, which I'm not a betting guy. I don't bet. I only bet on myself, and I bet on you guys. If there is a shutdown, it'll be a couple days.
So. Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be threats and all that kind of stuff. It's not likely to last for a long period of time, even if there is one. But if I were a betting man, it just doesn't work that way. I mean, come on.
It seems like we talk about this every year. We have the same conversation, another shutdown, and I think the public would be outraged if it happens.
So when you were a kid, did you ever hear about these things? Did it ever happen when we were growing up? Did you ever hear of this absurdity?
I didn't know.
Everything's changed. It's not like it was in the 80s, 90s, even going back, Harry, a little bit further than that with you and I, of course.
70s.
Purchasing a house, allow 30 to 45 days to get it closed. Cleaner files close on time. There's no doubt about that. Mr. Nafusi just mentioned it. Get your documentation together. It's required. It's reviewed. It's scrutinized. You have to have your ducks in a row. It's not like it was. It's questions. It's confirmed. We put everything together, and then it's really scrutinized. And the reason why, you want your neighbors to stay in the house. You want the guy down the street who's buying that house to qualify if he runs into a little bit of problem down the road. You want him to have some reserve money. You don't want to see what we had happen, obviously, in 2007.
I mean, I can't stress this enough. I personally, trust me, I mean, if I have a strong buyer and they got a bunch of money in the bank, I was fine getting a pay stub and a W-2 and a bank statement and doing it like the olden days. That's fine with a strong buyer. Right now, with all the stuff we need, I don't care. I'm telling you right now, I couldn't care less where that $1,000 deposit came from. I don't care. But Fannie Mae wants to know. If you want to borrow the money, you need to show them. And that, I mean, trust me, I'm not sending you a list of conditions, things we need to close the file, because I have nothing else to do on a Monday morning.
You know, that's the single biggest change in our industry is the plethora of documentation that is required in a mortgage transaction. You know, don't fight it. I mean, it used to be, you know, when it first happened, Alex, we talk about it. You come in my office and say, hey, why do I have to get this? You know, I have to commend everybody in our office. We don't do that anymore. I mean, you know, rarely does it happen, but, you know, there are some crazy things that I've seen, and I'll be the first one to stand up and say, hey, in my mind, it doesn't make sense, but I just go out and get it. I mean, this is what you have to do to get a loan today. Don't fight it. We'll get it for you. We're batting 970. Okay, we're batting 970.
It takes less time just to get the documentation than to argue about it.
So, yeah, why argue about it? Just go get it.
248.
But we'll argue about it.
Out there.
We'll argue in our office. We'll go to bat for you. But when we call you and say, hey, listen, I need this, this, and this, just go get it.
248-539-9797. We're up against our first break, but we've got open lines. Come on back and join us.
97.1 Head to Dooley's in Sterling Heights, Mount Clemens, or Roseville every Thursday for complete football action. Plus, $1 pints, great food, half-off drinks for ladies, and football jersey giveaways.
As summer turns to autumn, we are reminded of the historical significance of fall's most famous fruit, the apple. This is John Baslin of Trader Joe's. For example, the ancient Greeks believed that if a man tossed an apple to a woman, he was proposing marriage. If she caught it, she accepted. In these modern times, we've updated primitive traditions. Today, you can toss a box of Trader Joe's apple blossoms. Apple blossoms are individual pastries filled with sweet, cooked apples and topped with a tasty bit of cinnamon crumble. They're like little apple pies with the crust folded over to look like a blossom. They're made with a variety of apples called Northern Spy, which have the firm texture of a Granny Smith and the sweetness of a Macintosh. We're selling each 8-ounce box of 2 apple blossoms for $1.99. You'll find them in our freezers. If you've been wanting to pop the question to that special someone, toss a box of blossoms. They'll cost you a lot less than a ring, and they taste better, too. For the location of your neighborhood Trader Joe's, check us out at TraderJoe's.com. Thanks for listening.
Join Menards in saluting our American-made products with Menards Made in the USA sale. Be ready for a wide range of jobs indoors and out with Coleman Cable American Contractor extension cords. Made in Waukegan, Illinois. They're oil and chemical resistant, plus have 2.5 times greater abrasion resistance. A 12-gauge 6-foot American Contractor extension cord has 4 outlets plus a convenient mount hang tab. On sale for just $13.95.
Save big money at Menards.
On the next Modern Family.
Boom. It was game on. She knew it. I knew it. We both knew it.
Phil challenges Claire to a race.
You seriously want to race me? I ran a half marathon last year.
Well, I'm half scared.
But she doubts he can walk the talk.
You really think you can run as fast as me?
I'm not sure you can keep up with this conversation.
Zinger.
Modern Family. Watch Modern Family Monday at 7:30 on CW50.
Okay, honey.
Diamond Crystal Salt is now in the water softener.
Brilliant.
I just extended the life of our plumbing and appliances.
Thrifty.
We'll have softer and brighter clothes.
Comfortable.
And we'll reduce spots on our dishes.
You are an amazing husband.
How so?
Because you made two brilliant choices. Diamond Crystal Salt and me.
Diamond Crystal Salt. A brilliant choice since 1886.
Your best choice for hard water is Diamond Crystal Salt at most major retailers.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services and MLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
I commute from Schenectady to Manhattan. It's about a 6-hour round trip, but it's cool. My family loves Schenectady, and I love books on tape. It's a lot of time to spend driving alone. On the other hand, Schenectady is really close to the highway, so...
Life is a long drive. Make sure your car is along for the ride. Mobile Super Motor Oil is formulated to help prevent sludge and protect against wear. Mobile Super for long engine life.
If you're on Medicare Part B and have diabetes, you're probably at the corner of big changes and where will I get my testing supplies? Well, if you've been using a mail-order provider, you may have to find another option. Fortunately, Walgreens carries all major brands, including One Touch, Contour, Accu-Check, Freestyle, and TrueTest. We also accept assignment and bill Medicare along with your supplemental insurance. Talk to your Walgreens pharmacist today at the corner of happy and healthy.
Breaking news. The Supreme Court rules you're required to have health insurance. Call Mike K now, 1-800-THE-GIANT. Avoid stiff penalties and keep those great benefits with low rates when you secure coverage now. Call 1-800-THE-GIANT. Online at healthinsurancegiant.com.
CBS Primetime is brought to you locally by Subway. Eat fresh.
College sweethearts murdered. The evidence was there all along. So why did it take 32 years to convict the killer? 48 hours tonight on CBS.
Lions, Bears. Kickoff tomorrow at 1 on Lions Radio.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. 248-539-9797. You've got to tune to the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We have people in the office, 1-800-LOW-RATE. If you need that approval letter, be sure to call. Of course, here in the studio, 248-539-9797. We're going to get to some calls here quickly. Want to throw out, of course, refinancing still with this little drop in interest rates. Another great opportunity, another window to consolidate your debt, maybe add two loans together. More importantly, a lot of families who have been underwater can still take advantage of the HARP 2.0 program. That's a great loans. The Homes Affordable Refinance Program offered by Capital Mortgage Funding. Unbelievable. Lower your interest rate, lower your term. You can subordinate your second mortgage. There's thousands of people here in Southeast Michigan still haven't taken advantage of refinancing and saving money. Be sure to call Capital at 1-800-LOW-RATE, and we'll show you how to do it. Let's go to a call out here this morning. We got John out in East Point. Good morning, John. You're live on the ticket.
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Morning, John.
Hey, John, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I had a question about possibly getting a mortgage during Chapter 13. I had a small business that I ended up closing the doors when the economy crashed, and I was forced to file Chapter 13 to protect my house, which is paid off. And my wife and I were thinking of moving and wondering, is it even possible during Chapter 13 to get a mortgage to supplement what I get off selling my house?
No.
If we wanted to upgrade our residence.
There's no upgrading for you, John. You said you had bankruptcy. No. You're not borrowing more money now.
Okay.
Right? Your house is
I'm
paid
sorry?
for. Your house is paid for, right?
Correct.
Right. There's no mortgage on it.
No, there's no mortgage.
Okay. And you had a bankruptcy, so there was some mismanagement of some finances there.
Correct.
And now now you want to borrow more money. You've done everything right, partner. Leave it alone. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the waiting time, Alex? What do you say?
I think it's 2 years after Chapter 13. I mean, you put the house in the Chapter 13?
No, we protected the house because the vendors wanted to try and repossess the house.
How can they go? How can they go after a personally?
They can't go after your house. There's nothing secured against it.
Well, they did. They had I can't remember exactly all the details, but my lawyer told me I had to do it this way, or else they were going to take my house.
How? Who's they? I mean, I don't know. I mean, John, I'm not. I mean, listen, if I'm not upset with you by any means, it upsets me because obviously I'm not an attorney by any means, but they can't. There's no lien secured against your house. So I don't know how they would come after you if you had $100,000 in credit card debt and small business loans. If it's not secured against your house, how would they repossess it?
Did you personally guarantee anything?
Yes.
Well, that might be. I guess that would be part of it. Yeah, I mean, the answer to your question, unfortunately, John, is no. Stay put in your house right now. You went through a rough time, and you're back on your feet. So just hang in there, man.
Yep. Usually after 2 years, you can get back in the ballgame. Thanks for the call, John. Again, a lot of families out there have gone through some tough times. And, yes, you can get back on your feet. 2 years after a bankruptcy, after the discharge date, typically you can get an FHA mortgage. If you did include your house, that changes things up a little bit. Again, after a foreclosure, typically it's 3 years to get back into an FHA mortgage. We see many families doing it. Hey, you know what? I applaud it. Those are the families I want to get back into the marketplace. A lot of them did have to walk away for whatever their reasons were. And again, as much as Alex may not agree with that often, it makes sense for some people. 248-539-9797. We talk about...
Well, I don't know that Alex doesn't agree with that.
For some people.
Wait a minute. I don't think Alex disagrees with that. I think what Alex disagrees with is just using it as a means to get over and get back into the same situation you were before.
I am a local guy, dude. Trust me. I went through 2007 and 2008 just like everybody else did here. When Mitt Romney was like, "Oh, let Detroit go bankrupt," and I went through everything with you guys, man. I live at 12 in Woodward, man. I live in the middle of everything. I am right there. I've never ever been opposed to somebody that been upset with someone who loses their house because they lost their job or because, God forbid, like a spouse dies. I've never ever. I mean, I want to come through the microphone and give people a hug half the time. I get upset when these ass clowns call up and they say, "Oh, I'm just going to walk away. I bought this house for $100,000. It's worth $20,000, and I'm going to give it back."
Well, it insults.
That's what upsets me.
It insults our intelligence. It insults the integrity of what we do for a living, and the fact of the matter is, Alex, as you have with me, Harvey, we've been through a lot of people that that are trying to do it the right way, but it's always that 1% that are trying to scam you that we have a problem with. So when Alex and I we talk about it, we get a little heated up about it.
You don't think I would have liked to give my house back in 2010?
Yeah, when it was 50 under, right?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? It was worth half what I paid for, and I put down 20%. I'm not talking. I did like an 80-20, and I was underwater. I put down money, like money that my wife and I had saved. We put down 20%. Gone.
It was gone, and now it's back. 2.5 million homeowners now are not underwater based on improvement in the marketplace across the country. And more importantly, here as we see homes appreciating. Dan Dubinsky from Skyward Realty in downtown Royal Oak. No doubt, Dan, you just mentioned it. Royal Oak, even when we had you on back in 07, 08, you couldn't even, now you can't find a condo anymore.
No, it's tough out there. There are some hot pockets and the things that you put on that look good and are priced right, and they're gone. People were trying to get aggressive with pricing, and those are the ones that are sitting there and don't show very well. But, there are some great...
What do you mean aggressive with pricing?
Meaning, I even would do this. We would see, typically when you go to sell a property, you look at the comparable sales.
Right.
But you also have to look at the competition, what's out there. If there's only 2 condos on the market in downtown Royal Oak, you can get aggressive with the pricing. Then you worry about the appraisal later. But it worked for us. We were getting above and beyond, and we were raising prices by, I think we raised the whole area of Royal Oak in a year by 25%.
Yeah, crazy new numbers out there. 248-539-9797. You've got to tune to the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call at the office, 1-800-LOW-RATE. We have people there all day long, or definitely here in the studio, 248-539-9797. Detroit's going to get some federal help. The feds were in here yesterday. Don't start calling the band or jumping for joy. The money is actually coming from existing national programs, which Detroit was already geared to get, but they said that they're going to streamline the process. We had some feds in here. The federal government stopped by to say, hey, look, the flow of money is going to come to Detroit. Things are moving in the right direction here. Be part of the success and the part of the rebuilding here of Southeast Michigan. Hey,
well, any positive news, Harvey, is great for our area. Our area is a phenomenal area. We've said it. We've lived here our whole lives. It's a great place to raise a family. Cost of living is relatively inexpensive. We're a major league city. We have 4 major sports teams and, college sports all around us. We have it's a great area to live in. So any positive news is great.
Doubt. Pretty hard to tell me that this isn't a great place to live today. 75 and sunny. Go hit the golf course. You can hit the lake.
You pick a better day than yesterday, weather-wise.
Wow. Absolutely great stuff. Hey, Glenn out there in Sumter Township. What's going on? Good morning.
Hi, so how's it going?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. Hey, I got a question. I'm kind of stuck in a mortgage that I don't know quite how to get out of. I'd love to refinance, but obviously the market's not very good for me. My mortgage is over $200,000, and I'm just stuck in a high interest rate. But I pay above and beyond every month the $2,000. I typically pay between $2,200 to $2,400 to try to get the mortgage, to come down so that I can try to bring it down.
What type of loan is it, Glenn?
I think it's an FAA.
You're going to be so happy, dude. I don't even need an appraisal on that. I can do an FHA streamline. I can do it next to no cost for you. What rate are you paying right now?
I want to say it's 8.9 or 8.3.
I don't know if you're at 8.3 on an FHA. Did you get that in 1980?
No, it was in 2005.
Yeah. I'm gonna
since you weren't even born in 1980, Alex. Let me just say this to you: rates were a lot higher in 1980, my man.
I was referencing when rates used to, we're in like the 12 range.
Right.
Here's the thing, Glenn. If it's FHA, and I hope it is, I can do what's called an FHA streamline with no appraisal. It's a pretty easy deal. If it's not, I'm hoping it's backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, where I can do one of the HARP refinances. Again, no appraisal, so it doesn't really matter what the house is worth. It's something I got to check out for you, and I'll look into it after the show, and I'll give you a call.
Thanks for the call, Glenn.
Great. Thanks, Glenn.
Good call. That's what's going on out there. There are a lot of people that have not taken advantage of refinancing, taken advantage of a HARP program. Give us a call. You've got to check it out. We'll do all the legwork for you. You won't pay a penny. We will not take an application fee. We're not going to hit your credit card. We're not going to do anything like that.
All right, we're up against another break here, but we've got some calls to get to. 248-539-9797. Your calls when we come back.
This is not my idea of fun.
You want to do the merry-go-round?
We should be taking it easy on our last day in Florida.
Too late! Want to take it easy now?
We'll take it easy tomorrow. Let's stay another day.
Must be the sunshine. Make the vacation you long for even longer with deals at visitflorida.com.
Hashtag Girls Weekend, hashtag Beach Air, hashtag Love FL. I love Florida. Do we have to leave? Okay, don't think about it. I'm gonna look so nice and tan tomorrow at work. Oh, work. If we stayed longer, I could get that cute sundress I saw, go to that concert on the beach. Hey, Becca, let's push back our flight. You totally read my mind.
Must be the sunshine. Make the vacation you long for even longer with deals at visitflorida.com.
As you drive the 2014 C-Class Sports Sedan and feel the agility control suspension lean expertly into a bend, you're not just turning a corner, you're turning a page. Because it's at that moment you discover the C-Class has left your old notions about a sports sedan far behind. With its direct injection engine, the C-Class delivers both superior efficiency and power, giving you an electrifying experience that exists only behind the wheel of one of the most stylish and luxurious automobiles of its kind. The 2014 C-Class rewrites the book on what a sports sedan can be. Lease the 2014 C300 4MATIC sports sedan for just $379 a month for 36 months with $4,073 due at signing.
Available only to qualified customers exclusively through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services at participating dealers through September 30, 2013. Call 1-800-FOR-Mercedes for offer details.
Visit your local Detroit area Mercedes-Benz dealer or MBUSA.com.
Fire up Chips.
Keeps his feet, dragging defender, breaks Texas on his feet, Akron territory, he could go. Ball is loose.
It's the team that can keep playing and the team that makes a play.
45-40 makes a move, cuts it back, gets rid of it, it's intercepted, and the Chippewas might have it.
Central Michigan is ready to take down the MAC on the road to Detroit. Listen this Saturday as the Chips battle North Carolina State. Our coverage begins at 2:30 on your exclusive home for CMU football.
Catch CMU football all season long on CBS Sports Radio 1270 Detroit.
The push for 10,000 student heart checks is on. October 26th, 97.1 The Ticket and Beaumont Health System are hosting a healthy heart check screening event at Oxford High School. Your student athlete may have had a physical, but most routine physicals do not include screening hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, a serious heart defect that has killed nearly 4,000 kids. The event is free, but registration is required and space is limited. Make sure your child's heart is healthy enough for sports. For more details and to register, go to 971theticket.com.
This fall, Modern Family has a new home. Now it's nightly fun with your new neighbors. Hang out with Phil and Claire.
I thought you might enjoy a night at a hotel.
I would. But would you and the kids be okay?
Jay and Gloria.
My friends hit on you.
Yes, but they're a bunch of harmless old men.
They're my age.
Mitch and Cam.
How would she know I'm gay?
Maybe it's the way you ordered a drink-a-doodle-doo.
This fall, it's Modern Family nightly. Same family, new home. Watch Modern Family weeknights at 7:30 on CW50.
If you want to make a meaningful career move, you have to find the right place to go. At University of Phoenix, we help you connect with the right people from the moment you decide to go back to school. Leading companies like AT&T, Sodexo, and Adobe are interested in our students and alumni because being prepared to pursue a career is a key reason to go back to school, right? Learn more at phoenix.edu. Let's get to work.
Layaway is better at Walmart because this year it's free with no opening fees. So get started today. Save money, live better, Walmart. Layaway available through 12/13 on eligible items. Restrictions and fees apply. See store for details.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Adam, the American Divorce Association for Men. Oh, goodness, what a morning. Tigers, 3-2 loses the Marlins. Not that it really matters. Johnny Peralta back, this time in left field, because why not? Went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Miguel Cabrera played because he wanted to, and Jim Leland let him. He went 2 for 3. Anibal Sanchez on the mound tonight. Our pregame at 6:45. Red Wings beat the Maple Leafs 5-2 at the Joe last night. As the exhibition season starts to wind down, they're in Toronto tonight. To college football, Michigan State get a week off. They needed it. A couple of big matchups, though, with number 6 LSU at number 9 Georgia, number 14 Oklahoma is at number 22 Notre Dame, and number 23 Wisconsin is at Ohio State. From the 1-800-CALL SAM Studios, I'm Russ McNamara. More at 10 or go to 971theticket.com.
The station where the most important guest is you.
97.1 The Ticket.
All righty, welcome back to the show till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Beautiful day out there. Get out there. If you're looking to buy a house, be sure to call Capital Mortgage. We can get you an approval letter real quickly. That's right. Call the professionals at Capital. We fund, underwrite, close, and you'll pay us every month on your mortgage. It's real simple stuff. Just call 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Here live in the studio, 248-539-9797. Alex, Harry, Dan, you guys know a lot of people out there just don't know how easy it is to purchase a house. There's a lot of families, believe it or not, that still call and think they need to put 20% down. There are so many easy programs out there, and including our exclusive 5 and 10% down programs with no PMI at all. You have every opportunity to really save money if you just call Capital. We've got this great program. I did some numbers last night, Alex. I'm not going to bore you with all these little numbers here.
No, bore me. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, the Ultimate Advantage program, if you want to put just a little bit of money down, you got to give us a phone call. There's so many great ways to get into a house. And again, by putting less money down, you don't necessarily have to pay that mortgage insurance. And you can keep that money to maybe pay off some other debt. A lot of the young families, Dan, we talk about it, the millennium buyers, that other group of buyers that have a lot of debt out there. There are still great affordable ways to purchase houses.
Yeah, we like to bring people in and educate them. Like I've said before, I sit down with them for an hour or so, talk about their wants and needs, and get them in front of a professional mortgage company like yourself so they understand it, because this should be a fun process for someone, especially the young buyers, right? They should be out there excited about it. Last thing they want to worry about is it going to happen, and what are things going to be messed up? So it's very important that you work with professionals. And I don't want to gloss over what Harry said earlier. 97% is an amazing number. People don't realize that when we use these big box banks to get loans, I actually tell my agents to add another 2 weeks into that. Make that closing date, as opposed to 30 days, make it 6 weeks. And the reason is because they don't deliver half the time. And then you have to deal with the listing agent or whoever saying, hey, we have a cash buyer like we talked about. So that number is really impressive.
Right, you got to deal with the right people.
Well, the key is we work with our people through the entire process prior to them finding a house. So when they're ready to make that offer with you, Dan, with the realtor, they're already approved.
Hey,
Alex will tell you they're approved. They're not pre-qualified. They're approved with a bona fide mortgage commitment.
As good as
That's
cash.
the difference.
As good as cash.
It's a huge difference, and it's really, I'm going to give it out. That's the secret to our success.
Right.
Because we're working with these people for months and months
I wouldn't
ahead
take
of
a
time.
deal. I've told Dubensky for years, like dude, when you and I first doing business, it's got to be like 7 years going on. I would never take a deal, especially a purchase. I would never take a deal that's not going to close and waste my time. I'm not going to spend a month of my life to blow your deal up at the last second. I'm just not going to do it, man. I don't care. And the 3% that does fall through, I would imagine of that 3%, 9 out of 10 of those, something fishy.
They didn't file their tax returns. We see little things like that. Yeah,
like there's something funky came up.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a
That's
situation
right.
where we dropped the ball and like did the income wrong or something. Like, there's always, for example, someone says like, yeah, I've got all this money in a 401k. I have one right now. I have all this money in a 401k. If I have to pay off debt, we will. No problem.
Right.
I'm like, sweet, dude, got it. So we run everything through. All of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, you got to pay off this Visa card. She's like, oh no, we spent that money that I said we had.
Somebody starts a divorce proceeding in the middle of the process.
They changed their name a week before closing.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem.
Someone
dude.
did that? That's
or
interesting.
they lose their job.
Yeah, we had a
I mean,
buyer.
there's a lot of things.
Buyer that changed their name apparently wanted to get back, got divorced, changed it back, and made an issue of it. But people don't realize that.
They're mad at me now.
People don't realize you can't buy a car during the process as well. There's a lot of things, but it's because they're not educated. So it's really important, like we've talked about it all the time. And when people come in with a pre-approval from someone else, you think I'm just nice, Alex, and I send them to you. You do that because I am nice. But the reason I do it is I want to make sure they're qualified and we're not wasting our time putting them in the car. And most of the time you can beat them anyway.
Yeah, we get upset on the show, whatever. We have a lot of fun. I mean, most of our deals, dude. I mean, it's pretty fun. Like I said, Harry said there's a gazillion documents you got to get and all that. But I mean, you have fun doing it, man. I mean, you make the joke like, oh yeah, I need your last 2 months bank statements and a pay stub and your fourth grade report card. It's
a little
funny.
stressful, but it should be fun.
Don't
I like
laugh.
that.
I needed somebody's high school transcripts. I absolutely
and thank you
needed
for
that.
going to the high school on my behalf.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, let's take a call out here. We've got Jeff out in Waterford this morning. Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, man?
My question for you is, I have a mortgage currently right now. I owe about $186 on it. Interest rates right around 5.5%, and I'd like to look into possibly doing a refinancing. Now, we've already done it at least once. I think it was like a year after we got the original mortgage in 2008. I just want to know kind of what my options would be into that.
It says you're calling from Waterford. Is that right?
Yeah.
What's the house worth?
That's the thing. I'm not sure because there's a lot of houses going in our area, going from anywhere from 170 to really 130.
If it's
I would estimate probably right around 160.
And you owe 180 on it?
Right around there, yeah.
I mean, if it's backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, you can utilize one of the HARP products where we don't need an appraisal.
It's an FHA loan is what it is.
Oh, dude, this is the same call the one we had before. You got it in 2008?
Yeah.
Dude, it's another. I can do it for next to free. I save you, I would say, around a full point. I mean, you'll probably save $150 a month.
Really?
It's an easy deal, dude. Yeah, you make the payment on time, your credit's good, all that good stuff.
All that stuff is stuff is good.
Dude, I'll call you in 20 minutes. It's the Jeff. It's the easiest loan ever. You'll love it.
All right. Of course, we got to check.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks for the call, Jeff. Again, a lot of those FHA buyers out there have a great opportunity to refinance your house. It works better for the loans that were taken prior to May 31st, 2009 because of the MIP changes, but allow us by just making a simple phone call to definitely check out the numbers for you to see how much you can save. And again, those higher loan amounts, we've been actually covering the closing cost on many of those transactions. So depending upon what your credit score is and your loan amount, there's a lot of great things we can do to save you money. Again, even if you're underwater, folks, you must make that phone call. It could be FHA, where there's no appraisal required, or some of the HARP loans where we get the property inspection waiver. Not every HARP loan allows that, but many of them do. 248-539-9797. We talk about the ease of purchasing a house. 640 credit and above allows you to get into the marketplace on an FHA loan with just 3.5% down. And Dan, the young buyers, their mouths are always watering. Who doesn't want to live in downtown Royal Oak? Who doesn't want to live in some of these great cities? You got Ferndale and some of the younger towns, I call them. I mean, they've been gangbusters for years, and we're seeing those values tick up again.
I always said that I think there's an urban renewal. People want to, I think most of us in this room probably grew up in the suburbs, but now people want to be part of a little town. We all love Chicago and the big cities. Unfortunately, Detroit really is not offering that right now. Some cases it are, but smaller families like to be able to walk into town with their children, have a bite to eat, maybe see a movie. Royal Oak offers that, Ferndale, Birmingham. And so while you're seeing these prices are increasing in those areas a little bit, outpacing some of the suburbs even.
Yeah, I don't want to leave out any of the cities like Keego Harbor and some of the other ones. And, of course, Macomb's been gangbusters. Anywhere in Macomb County is just fantastic. There's a lot of new construction in the northern areas of Macomb County. When you go to Chesterfield and New Baltimore, and, of course, in Macomb, the 48044 area codes and 45 have been fantastic. If you live in those areas, congratulations to you. More and more families are moving back. You're getting better neighbors. You're cleaning up your properties. You're doing the right things. And again, one of the things we've seen here, Harry, that really helps the economy is this little boost in the appreciation allows families to see some light at the end of the tunnel. They're going to the big box stores. They're purchasing, remodeling their home. They're purchasing items. It helps everyone here locally.
Well, you can feel that there's a renewed sense of optimism. People they feel better about themselves. They feel better about what's going on in our area. They just feel a lot better than they did back in 2008, 2009. There's been a steady progression and an increase of property values. Okay, thanks in part to A, lower rates, B, new home buyers coming in the market, a pent-up demand for homes, and C, that lack of inventory that Dan and that we've talked about since January of 2012. We came on, and that's a year and 3/4 ago, and said there is going to be this renewed sense of buying optimism. Best time to buy a house, the most activity since 2006.
Yeah, we crunched the numbers.
That's 7 years ago. So it's a full cycle. We've come through the tough times, and this area was hit hard, very, very hard. However, we are not. We used to be in the top 5 of foreclosures. We've dropped off that list. That's a list you don't want to be on. We're not even close to being in the top 5 in foreclosures anymore. So foreclosures in this area have dissipated. For all you out there, that means they're slightly going away.
All right.
So it's a good time to be in southeastern Michigan.
All right. We have lots to share with you here. Coming up on our last segment here, come on back and join us. 248-539-9797.
At Earhart BMW, it's the second annual Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event with offers like 0.9% financing through BMW on most 2010 and 11 models, plus over 120 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Visit Earhart BMW, Bloomfield Hills, Farmington Hills, EarhartBMW.com.
When minutes matter and a traumatic emergency occurs, excellent medical care is available right here in your community. The award-winning emergency care you've come to expect from St. Joseph Mercy Oakland has advanced to a new level. Level 2 Verified Trauma Center. As a Level 2 Trauma Center, a dedicated team of surgeons, specialists, and medical personnel are available 24 hours a day to treat seriously injured patients. As a leader in critical care, St. Joe's is nationally recognized for stroke care, a top 50 cardiovascular hospital, and recently recertified by the Leapfrog Group as one of the nation's top hospitals for patient safety and quality. It's no wonder why St. Joe's is consistently ranked among the nation's top hospitals for clinical excellence. Discover remarkable at St. Joseph Mercy Oakland, a member of St. Joseph Mercy Health System. Visit us at stjoesoakland.org.
Football season is here, and if you're into fantasy football, you'll want to hear this. When I heard this, I was shocked. There's a guy in Detroit, apparently big into fantasy football, who's won, get this, over $492,000. Damn. Yeah, he's 35 years old, and he's playing in those new one-week fantasy football leagues at FanDuel.com, where you can pick a new team any week and get immediate cash payouts. $492,000 playing fantasy football? Apparently, this is the hottest thing in fantasy football. These one-week fantasy football leagues at FanDuel.com. There's no season-long commitment. It's a brand new contest every week. And look, FanDuel is going to pay out $135 million in winnings this year. Hey, listen, I want you to get out there now because right now, FanDuel is giving radio listeners free entry into a $1,000 fantasy football contest going down this week. Just go to FanDuel.com, click on the radio microphone in the upper right corner, and use the promo code 300. That's FANDUEL.com, promo code 300.
pro football season. And here's the Bovada.net feature game of the week.
It's the Chi-Town Motown rivalry as these two divisional foes face off in their first of two meetings. Detroit is a 3-point home favorite with the total at 48 as undefeated Chicago assumes the underdog role for the first time this year.
Bovada.net is your source for odds and props on all college and pro football games. Bovada.net. Raise your game.
There's another long drive deep to left, and it's gone. His third home run of the day. What has gotten into him? He must be inspired by the power of his new Varsity Ford.
Right now at Varsity Ford in Ann Arbor, you can get the powerful 2013 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 for only $244 per month with $1,000 down. And with over 200 certified pre-owned vehicles, it's easy to join the Varsity team. Off I-94 at Jackson Road in Ann Arbor. See the entire selection at varsityford.com.
GameStop's always giving you cash or credit for your games and systems. Now you can get cash or credit for your smartphones and tablets, too. Get $180 in-store credit for a Samsung Galaxy S3. Get $430 for an iPhone 5. Get $160 for a Google Nexus 10. Or get $320 in-store credit for an iPad 4. To find out how much your device is worth, visit your local GameStop or go to GameStop.com/device trader. Cash unavailable in all locations. GameStop is not affiliated with or endorsed by Apple or Samsung.
Today from noon to 2, meet the 97.1 The Ticket Street Team and the Ticket Chicks at the brand new Xfinity store from Comcast on Ann Arbor Road in Plymouth. Experience Xfinity for yourself and learn about special offers. And register to win tickets to the Fall Detroit Camper and RV Show at Suburban Collection Showplace. Want to host the ultimate football VIP party for you and your friends with VIP treatments?
Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar is giving you a chance to win a $100 Boston's Restaurant and Sports gift card for your VIP party at Boston's.
Register now at 971theticket.com for your chance to win.
The Tigers are back in the playoffs, and we're proud to bring you every Tigers playoff game. 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. Till 10 o'clock, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show, sponsored by Capital Mortgage Funding, right here locally in your own backyard. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We do loans everywhere.
Have you heard? We do loans everywhere.
That's good. All 50 states. So if you want to buy that vacation home or that house up north or wherever it might be, just be sure to call Capital. Again, 1-800-LOW-RATE. Also, send us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. We got some calls to get to. Let's try Bill out there in Bloomfield Hills. Good morning, Bill. Thanks for joining us.
Morning.
What's up, man?
Morning, Bill.
I have a really silly quick question. I paid off my house July of 12. Other than about $6,000 I put on my equity loan this spring to redo carpet, furniture, things the wife wanted. Am I going to be able to file short form or long form, or do I have to do short form on my 13 taxes?
On a tax?
Well, it's a tax question.
On your tax question, sure.
Contact your CPA.
As much as I wish I were smart to answer that question.
I can answer that question for you. The answer to the question is this: is that if you're going to deduct the interest from the home equity loan, correct?
Correct.
Good. So it's not a 1040 easy. It's a longer form.
Right. So your accountant, which you've had for many, many years probably, he's going to instruct you to go. What's that?
Yes, I have.
Yep. So he's going to instruct you to get you that document, and he's going to want to see the interest that you paid on that home equity loan. So the answer to the question is I would get with him, and you're going to try to get the deduction on the home equity loan.
That's what I thought. Okay, thanks.
Hey, thanks for the call. Appreciate
Easy enough. Hey, if you paid off your house, you're on the right track. And again, if you're looking for ways to save money, sure to call our show here, 248-539-9797. Alex, I think I'm going to let you pick it there. We got a whole bunch on the board.
I don't even know, man. Let's go to Tony, my regular guy. What's up?
Good morning, Tony. Go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What's up, man?
Listen, in 2000, I bought my house in Huntington Woods, and I know I paid an awful lot of money for the small little bungalow that I had. And then about 4 years later, I took out a second mortgage for about $50,000 to do some updates on my house. Love my home. Needless to say, about 6 years ago, I lost my job, and the crap hit the fan, and I had to file bankruptcy. I wanted to keep my house because it's all my kids know, and that's where they were born and raised. So my lawyer advised me to go Chapter 13 so I could keep my house, but yet write off my second mortgage and all my credit card debt. Now, before I did all that, I tried to apply for home modifications through Chase, and everybody turned me down multiple times. My question is right now that I still owe $122,000 on my house, and I'm in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, is can I get a can I refinance what I owe on my house and still stay in a bankruptcy?
No.
Will anybody do that for me?
No, you cannot do that.
However, the
They will
trust,
not do it.
I believe
No.
the trustee would allow him, Alex, to potentially refinance to better terms on that.
I'm giving him a simple answer. There are options to do that. It's you're not going to be able to do it, though. Your credit's not going to be there. You're not going to have the credit score to do it. What's the rate on the mortgage right now?
6.375.
I mean, and you scrapped the second for $50,000, right?
Correct.
And you scrapped all your credit card debt, right?
Correct.
Have you reestablished any?
What else do you want, dude?
Yeah, have you reestablished any credit, any new trade lines?
I have. Actually, they're still sending me credit cards in the mail. I mean, it's not that I'm using them, but I do have them.
Right, and did you get a new car loan, anything like that?
No. As a matter of fact, in the bankruptcy, I had 2 vehicles, and I turned one of the vehicles back in and thinking that my payment was going to go down lower. That, of course, was under the advice of my attorney.
Yeah, all right, here's the good news.
And it did not go down any lower.
Well, if you
so
owe
I ended up turning my car in, and I realistically, at this point in my life, I could actually own the car.
Tone, hold on one second. If you only owe 122 on that bungalow, I guarantee there's equity in there. That's a great area, Huntington Woods. I know it like the back of my hand. And the only thing we can do is check some things out for you, and Alex and Harvey will give you a call after the show. But there's a lot of things involved in your transaction. Let us just take a look at it and see what happens.
Thanks for the call, Tony. We'll definitely take a look at your situation.
What else do you mean? Oh, sorry.
We got other callers, right?
All right, that's fine.
Hey, let's try Gary out there on line
I love
5.
you.
Alex, we got Gary calling in from Redford. Hey, Gary, you are live on the ticket. Go ahead, sir.
Hi.
What's up, man?
I've got a question that my wife has a house that's totally paid off. We're trying to get a mortgage on it. It's out in Albion. We were approved on the mortgage, but they're telling me that it's 9.2% because her credit rating is 685.
Are you taking? Is it a second lien, like a home equity line of credit?
Trying to get a mortgage, or not a line of credit, but a mortgage.
What's the amount you're trying to borrow, Gary?
$30,000.
I mean, here's
house
the
is
thing.
worth 40.
I mean, take whatever rate they're going to give you is what you're going to get, man. No one's going to lend you that money on such a small loan amount like that and give you a good interest rate.
And it's not an owner-occupied property. You guys are living together in some other house, correct?
Right. We're renting that out.
Yeah, so it's a rental property. It's a small loan amount, so they're giving you. And if you really did the math,
lower credit scores
and lower credit score, and if you did the math on a $30,000 loan at 9 and a $30,000 loan at 6, which is rental property, you're going to find that the payment isn't that much different.
Yeah, we sort of like the idea you proceed with it. If the money's going to do you well, and again, you don't get yourself in a bad situation there, especially on a rental property, but there's not a ton of equity there. It's not a big loan amount. We would tell you to proceed with that if you're going to do smart things with that money.
Right. Okay.
Good call. Thanks for the call.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there are difficulties getting mortgages under $50,000. It just is. Again, the times have changed. We talk about it how often that it's just different getting a mortgage now than it was several years ago.
Right.
And a lot of the new buyers are back into the game. They're finding that out. Sometimes the hard way and sometimes the good way. Again, it makes for stronger communities, and that's the key here. 248-539-9797. We've got Emmett calling in from Commerce. Good morning, Emmett. What's your question?
This is MF from Commerce.
What's up, man?
MF.
Okay.
MF.
Yeah, that's my name. No, time out, Mr. MF. But go ahead. I know who this is. Go ahead. What are you going to pull?
Harry,
what do you think you're going to pull
on me?
I
called you 6 weeks ago. I paid $88,000 cash for a condo. They're now selling for $130,000.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to pull $50,000 out of it. Why is it so difficult?
You finally made a good move in your life, other than asking me for Lions tickets. Other than that, it goes something like this. The reason is you're in a condo project, and condos are tough to lend on if they're not Fannie, Freddie, or HUD approved. And the fact that you have, there might be some rental properties in there, vacancies, but we can certainly check it out for you. And I'll welcome your call anytime. And you've always been a loyal and great client, Norm. So I appreciate you calling up the show.
Thanks, Norm. Stop for asking. What is that, Harry? Stop asking for Lions tickets.
No, I'll give him Lions tickets. I like that part. Sure. He's a good guy.
All right, we'll keep continuing the calls here. We've got Jeff out there, wants to refinance in Grand Blanc. Good morning. What's going on in Grand Blanc this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
How you guys doing?
Good.
What's going on?
I have an 80-20 loan, and the 20% is interest only, and the loan's not backed by Freddie or Fannie.
Right.
And obviously I'm upside down a little bit. Bought the house in 2006, I think.
Yep.
You're unfortunate.
Yeah, you're at the top of the market.
Stuck. I can give you the name of an attorney that can maybe handle modification for you and try to get that rate down. But I mean, unfortunately, man, there's no magic program out there to help you out.
You know, there's still a few people in your situation that did the 80/20s that the appreciation level hasn't caught up yet, and we can help them out by, hopefully putting you in contact with somebody that can at least try to get that rate down for you.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Thanks, Jeff. Sorry,
Time to negotiate. All right.
I wish there's more to help.
Hey, Grand Blanc, good basketball team last year at the high school. They were, I think, undefeated in league, but they went down in districts, I think.
All right, we've got time for a few more calls.
That's
here.
a fun fact.
Thanks, Gary. We've got time for Gary out there in Hazel Park. Good morning, Gary. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead, sir.
How you doing?
Good. What's up?
I have a loan through PNC. I bought my house 7 years ago for $71,500, and my interest rate is 6.375. It's a 15-year mortgage. Would it make any sense for me to refinance?
Yeah, I mean, I probably would. I can probably take it to a 10-year and lower the rate enough that your payment will stay the same.
I owe 8 years on it now. The balance on it is $36,000. I bought it for $71,000.
No,
you might not be able. Yeah, you might not be able. You're already into that. You're already into the principal.
Here's the thing: the way a mortgage is mathematically calculated, the interest is all front loaded. So the first 7 years of your mortgage, you're paying all interest. You're already through that. So if you look at your payment right now, the majority of your payment is going to be going toward principal. You with
All
me?
right, so
you're fine.
It wouldn't make sense for me to refinance?
No, I would not do anything, man. I love the business, but I mean, I'd be a bad dude if I told you to do something.
See, that's the. Go ahead, Harvey. You want to talk about something? Go ahead. That's a great call, and you'll get the honesty from us. But Harvey wants to bring something up.
All right,
which is
that's about
near
it,
and dear
guys.
to my heart. What about Gates Brown?
Hey, our former Detroit Tiger, Gates Brown. Our definitely hearts go out to his family. And again, Gator was unbelievable here. And
awesome guy. I knew Gates Brown. Did a lot of things with Gates Brown. He was part of the team that I hold near and dear to me, the 68 Tigers, and he was a phenomenal guy, too.
And, of course, Dick Trzaskowski, our hearts go out to him because he was in a car accident yesterday, too. So, again, a lot of Tigers here. Again, real quick to wrap it up, government reported that in August, sales were up 8%. If you want to buy a house, be sure to contact us at Capital. We'll hook you up with people like Dan Dubinsky at Skyward Realty. It's been another version of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. We've got
great show today, guys.
Dan coming up with Pat Caputo. There's sports all day long here on 97.1. Be sure to call Capital, 1-800-LOW-RATE. We'll see you here next Saturday.
Walking past a store late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. A brand new game, which I surmised it was a Halloween raffle with $1 million prizes.
He wants the cash.
I want the monster cash.
The monster cash.
It was a lottery smash.
He wants the cash.
It caught on in a flash.
He wants the cash.
I want the monster cash.
Hey, it's almost scary how much cash you could win playing the new Halloween Millions raffle from the Michigan Lottery. It has top prizes of $1 million cash, plus thousands of other prizes from $20 up to $100. And the more Halloween Millions raffle tickets sold, the more $1 million prizes there'll be. The drawing happens the day after Halloween, so treat yourself to
some monster cash
with the new Halloween Millions raffle from the Michigan Lottery.
There are already two $1 million prizes and over 3,800 other cash prizes from $20 to $100. So get your Halloween Millions raffle ticket today.
My company just landed a big new account, and I have to start hiring people pretty fast. But I'm not too worried. We have great benefits. One in particular. We have Blue Cross.
A comprehensive health plan from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan or Blue Care Network is a great way to attract and retain top talent to your small business.
I want the really talented people to work for me. If I didn't have Blue Cross, I'd probably lose them to somebody who does.
With Blue Cross, your employees get the health plan they want, and your business benefits from a plan that fits your budget and may lower your health care costs. Some plans can even help your employees stay healthy.
Blue Cross is an employee benefit that's a real benefit to my bottom line.
To learn how a health plan from Blue Cross can help your business stay competitive, call 1-877-547-BLUE. Contact your Blues contracted agent or visit bcbsm.com/employers. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and Blue Care Network are nonprofit corporations and independent licensees of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
You're in your car. Lately, it's got as much energy as a sloth that got hit by a tranquilizer dart. Twice. What this car needs is an injection of adrenaline. So you visit AutoZone and get some fuel system cleaner to put some pep back in its step. So long, sloth. Hello, cheetah.
Right now at AutoZone, get 2 12-ounce bottles of Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner for just $8. Restore your car's performance for less. Get in the zone. AutoZone. See store for restrictions and details.
It's fall, so hurry into JCPenney for JCP Cash Days. Doorbusters, Friday 3 p.m. to Saturday 1 p.m. Take 50% off select A&A apparel and 50% off all sheet sets. And for 4 days only, starting this Friday, get $10 off when you spend $25 or more with coupon on select apparel, home, shoes, and accessories. JCPenney. In-store only while supplies last. Percentages off represent savings on regular or original prices. Some exclusions apply. Coupon valid 9/27 to 9/30. Some brands and categories like Sephora, Levi's, Dyson, and athletic shoes excluded. Check store or jcp.com for details.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going